There we go. All right, all right, all right. Welcome to GUFON Saturday night. It is the night to be alive. It is. It. Welcome to the show, everybody. Yeah. Have you noticed? 7 o'clock, not 7:05. Yeah. Yeah, we're just trying it out, seeing if it likes us. So far, no good. No, I'm glad you're here because, last night was 4th of July. There was like 4 people here. So I appreciate that. Tonight, I'm going to run through some things because it is the holiday weekend. I'm not going to sit here and go nuts. I'm not going to blow things out of proportion and act that, how I feel. No, none of that. I lied. It's everything. I can't. You know what's wrong? Do you? Why? All right. I'm going to turn this around right now for some of you. Check this out. Check this out. You know what's right? I just blew your mind. Tell me something that is right. What are the good things you see in ufology? I'm serious. We're going to talk about this. Do you see evidence? Do you see provable evidence? Do you see alien videos? The UFOs, spheres, drones, everything we've been seeing in the last year, has been found to have a logical explanation. So I ask you, again, for the future of this conversation tonight, how good is it? I mean that. Because I struggle daily looking for good. No. I see it. There's good. There is. There's plenty of good. We'll get to it. And who's here tonight? I know, we're just getting started. Hi, Tacy. Hail, everybody. Burning up and soaking wet in my sweat. Yucky. The lake is having their fireworks show tonight. Oh, that's great. Yeah, we got rained out last night. It's been raining on and off all day here. But no, I had to stay home today. It's just one of those days, man. I can't explain it. Welcome to the show. Hey, Carnundrum, you got the message. Welcome to the show, man. Happy 4th to you, and then all that. Yeah, giddy up. Myra Page and the Flower of Sun. How are you? Good to see you. UFO 91. What's going on, man? How you been? Glenn Collins. How you doing? Welcome to who? Intergalactic Wrangler. What's up, Intergalactic Wrangler? How you been? Welcome to who? David Wilcox. Not Wilcock. He's the guy who's kind of like Spock. He knows some things we don't know. Keeps it a secret. Oh, I don't know. There's a lot of mysteries going on with you peeps out there. A lot of things. Oh, Juge Ange, the angel of a GUFON, and RSA, Jeanette. That was weird. Jeanette, boop. Welcome to who? Brooke is, huh? We rounded out the top 32. All right, everybody. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love it. It means we got a lot of show to do. So let's get going. And this is going to be a little quaint tonight. I have a feeling we're going to have less than 50 people again. Yeah, I don't like having less than 50, but it's a holiday weekend. It does it every year. I ain't going to freak out about it. We got to work harder. By the way, we're only 7 subscribers away from hitting 14,000. Again. So let's try to get 7 more. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. By the way, if you're thinking about it, we are truthology for ufology. I don't care what anybody says. I think we bring everything the way it's supposed to be. Have we ever been wrong? Yeah. Yeah, you know what we were wrong about? Because the Mosul orb not being an orb. Now, I thought it was a car reflection off the windshield, right? That's what I thought it was. I thought the sun was reflecting off a parked or maybe car driving down the road. They got a snapshot, the reflection right back to the camera iris. And that's kind of what I thought it looked like. All right, I was wrong. You know why? You want to know why I didn't want to give it a chance or trust it? Because it came from Corbell. When you have a track record at that time, 0 for 9, 0 credibility, in my opinion. How can you trust it? How can, everybody could have been right and wrong. And I don't think anybody should be judged on the Mosul orb, what they guessed it should be because of the person and the peoples who it came from. So with that being said, what do you think the Mosul orb is? We talked about it. Some people think it's just a balloon. I do too. Well, you know why? Title of tonight's show speaks volumes to why, right? Is the UFO alien conspiracy because there's no evidence, or they're covering up evidence? It's one or the other. Or what about this one? A third option, I forgot. What if there's no evidence? We know that's not true. But let's just, okay, no. Hold on a second. I just watched the Y-Files on the Roswell. I never saw it because it's Roswell. And I don't like Roswell because I think we've been duped. I don't know what to think. But I'm not so sure that it was weather balloon. I'm not so sure it was an alien craft with bodies. So if you remove the Roswell story from the UFO enigma that is bullshit, if you take that story like it was never here, you would have the worst, you would have the hardest time trying to tell people, like, oh, alien bodies. Oh, yeah, we've had them in Roswell. They cover. Say Roswell never happened and the bodies never existed like this. Yeah, it would be a tough mountain to climb. But they kept Roswell's story alive by making it invisible. And it stayed invisible for 30-something years till Stanton Friedman got his hands on it. Just, working in the UFO field, Roswell came on his desk. He didn't even know about it. The guy was working in the field. Yeah, amazing. Working in ufology, he didn't even know about it back then. And Stanton Friedman really believed Roswell was a legitimate alien craft. So I have to think, because is Stanton Friedman smarter than me, than you? He may have a higher IQ. Like my sister has an incredible IQ, but no common sense like you would think. She would have a lot more common sense. She'll tell you she's got common sense, but I've seen things that tell me you're not thinking right. The critical thinking, it's more emotional than anything. So you get that, and I think Stanton Friedman was an emotional guy. As cool as a cucumber as he kept himself in the public eye, this guy, he was raging inside. these guys, and he's doing all this and going on all those TV shows. These guys will kill you. But he talked about it. And one thing we still never got was evidence. Take Roswell out of the entire UFO world, and you would have what would be next in line that would make people think it's possible. Because without Roswell, I would say there's never been aliens here, or the Greys, or whatever people are seeing. But you can't take the abduction stories away. And you see what I mean? It's not fair. They do this on purpose. They select a few people just to keep the frickin' phenomenon alive. And I'm very worried. Hold on. Oh, people are lighting fireworks outside, and there's music and all sorts of stuff. And there's, I think, some thunder in the distance. Anyway, it's still 4th of July here in Florida. Because yesterday we got rained out. All right. So usually I start off the show with some videos, But there was a mysterious object shooting through the solar system. Did you hear about it? Yep. It's a new one. Oh, check it out. Let me pull it up so you know I'm not making it up. I wouldn't be able to think this way anyway, so I would be reading it. Here it is. Whoa. Okay, let me switch it around there. That's good enough, right? You don't need me. Can I get in there? It doesn't matter if I'm on top or... There we go. NASA scientists, come on! Get that out of here. Confirmed that the mysterious object shooting toward us through the solar system is an interstellar object. Only the third of its kind ever seen. Experts have also given the cosmic interloper an official name and revealed new information about its origins and trajectory. News of the extrasolar entity, initially dubbed A11PL3Z, broke on Tuesday, July 1st, when NASA and the International Astronomical Union, the IAU, both listed it as a confirmed object. It was first discovered in data collected between June 25th and June 29th by the Asteroid Terrestrial Impact Class Alert System Atlas, which automatically scans the night sky using telescopes in Hawaii, Chile, and South Africa. Multiple telescopes across the world have subsequently spotted the object in observation data that date back to June 14th. The object is traveling toward the sun extremely fast at around 152,000 miles per hour or 245 kilometers per hour, and observations suggest that it is set on an extremely flat and straight trajectory, unlike anything else in the solar system. Isn't that cool? This led many experts to speculate that it originated from beyond the sun's gravitational influence and has enough momentum to shoot straight through our cosmic neighborhood without slowing down. Yeah, that's how you can tell it's interstellar. It's not on the plane of a 4 point whatever billion year solar system has in its, in its grasp. So when something comes like a Oumuamua, it came at this trajectory that's just freaking impossible. Now this object is flying 152,000. Oumuamua was going what? 70, 60? So over 2 times as fast. Wednesday, July 2nd, NASA released a statement confirming that A11PL3Z is indeed an interstellar object and will not remain in the solar system for long. Researchers also shared the object's new official name, 31/Atlas, and revealed that it most likely a comet. upending previous assumptions that it was an asteroid. The object's full comet name is C/2025 N1 Atlas. Until now, only 2 confirmed interstellar visitors have been spotted. Comet 21/Borisov, which was seen sailing through the solar system in 2019, and Oumuamua, a cigar-shaped object that made headlines in 2017 when some astronomers argued it was potentially an alien probe, before experts showed it was most likely a hydrogen-spewing space rock. But scientists have long suspected that many more interstellar interlopers likely pass our cosmic neighborhood without ever being detected. Capiche? You guys all right? That didn't scare you, did it? All right. My neighbors are outside listening. I don't know. Did I mention it? If you want to help support the show, all the links are in the show description. Super Chat, Super Sticker, PayPal, Cash App. Become a member. Thunder is en route. Is it en route? E-N space route? Or is it en route? I-N route. Oh, look at the timing on that. Aussie Tiger became a member again. Hey, what does that mean? You like that? Yeah. You got to sneak him in. It's a subliminal message. Don't forget I need $100 a night. You know what I mean? I'm not going to ask for money like that. Everybody just do it. You know what I mean? I'm not that kind of show. Money. So all I say is money. You know, if you feel like we do a service to the community, throw it down. You know, you can do it many ways. He told you. All right, here we go. Pronounced en route. What? En route. 33 mouths? Say word. Well, thank you, Ozzy, for being a 33-monther. Giddy up, my friend. That's a lot. All right. Thank you for that. Now, I appreciate you. You have always been a continuing supporter of GUFON. All right, you ready for that? Now, I was supposed to play this at the beginning of the show, but because my memory glands are terrible, they're not. They're better. I want to show you how everybody on the left and the right spent the 4th of July. I think it's nice that we can see us working together on such, you know what I mean? It's America, you know? But if you laugh, you're a conservative. Go.
The July is canceled.
Hell yeah!
Willie Wakanobi has become a member of GUFON, everybody.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. Is that too much for half of you? Thank you very much. There is no evidence, I said. No, we're coming back to that. Okay, that's after I play these 5 minutes. We're coming back to this guy. Stephen A. brings it back. I'll show you where the evidence went. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of show. But I want you to see how 4th of July was celebrated, how the left celebrates and how the right celebrates the history of America, the beautiful, the sane. What is this? Oh, wow, I've never seen that color before. Can I take these off now? Oh, that's much better. It's red. Hey, that's never has. What does sponsored mean? All right. Let me go. Hold on. I've never seen this before. Oh, we also have a poll. some of us. What percentage of possibility there are no aliens and never have been? And all the way from 33, 50%, 80% to 100, it's spread out, except for one. We'll get back to that towards the end of the show. Thanks for integrating. Willie Wonkanobi, welcome. Says here, very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for everything. I'm sorry, I was glitching. Here we go. Play the video. What?
Back to if you laugh, you're conservative. Well, I'm happy to report that the 4th of July was not, in fact, canceled. At least in my house, this was the biggest, baddest celebration we've ever had.
President has renamed the 4th of July. Today will now be known as Fuck England Day. The fuck is beans on toast.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Didn't expect that, yo.
These are Blue Angels.
Let's get rid of that color.
I dig it.
Yeah, I'm not a pink guy.
Damn. Cause I'm proud to be an American. Cause at least I know I'm free. This is the only acceptable use of drones in an air show. If they're shooting fireworks. Damn, Texas. Okay, we see you. We see you.
Look at this. Man, that's awesome.
Where does one purchase fireworks
look
such
at
as
that.
these? Asking for a friend.
Here
in Utah, we have another fireworks day in July, Pioneer Day on the 24th. We are just dripping in pyro sensations.
Look at that. That's awesome.
What are your thoughts on these daytime?
I think that's freaking cool. Yeah, of course I love the nighttime. But dude, you can have it now in the day like that? That is wicked cool. Does it leave a lot of mildew in the air? Or soot? Whatever that shit is.
Fireworks.
That's amazing. I think that's
we're
wicked.
already doing them during the day.
Huh?
These kids can't chill until it gets dark, man.
Whoa! No way! How do they learn this stuff? Oh, wow!
Damn.
Yo! Dude!
God bless America, man. If that's a Roman candle, this is a bad idea, lady.
Stop moving. Hold it up. Hold it up. Hold it up. Legend, come in.
Oh no! Oh my god, you in the house! Holy Nike! Listen!
B-2 bomber flies over the White House.
Here's America, baby! Watch the UFOs. Watch for UFOs. Watch for UFOs. No UFOs.
Hell
Watch
yeah.
for UFOs again. UFOs again? Any
Some
UFOs again?
F-35s as well.
An F-50.
Never telling a liberal happy 4th again.
Hey, happy 4th.
This is how the other side celebrates. So he was just given the blessing and somebody said, Happy 4th. And this is the response of someone on the left.
Would you say happy 4th?
Yeah, happy 4th.
Whoa. I'm sorry. Happy 4th.
Violence, looting, theft, crimes. Oh, yeah. You can only be included if you're not a person like me. Yeah, I'm not welcome into their inclusivity. You know the extreme. There's some people that are nice, of course, on both sides. They're assholes. I get it. But I see the left throwing it in everybody's face more than people on the right. People on the right are just sick of it. Lightning and thunder just wickedly lit up the entire universe around me. Anything's possible. I could either die or the power goes out. Let's go and see.
Oh my God. Whoa, no.
This is awesome. That's America. America.
Even if you're not a Philadelphia Eagles fan, you gotta admit, this is pretty badass.
This is America, baby. It's back. Although that was last year. Well, when Trump was president, or became president.
Ooh, a little fourth smoochie.
Now, there you go. You never see that with the presidents. They never kiss their wives in public. Because they usually look like men. Wow.
This is what every dad thinks his fireworks show looks like in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
$200 worth of fireworks from Walmart. We get it,
Look
Texas.
at this.
We get it.
That's crazy.
Let's check in with how the liberals celebrated the 4th of July.
Here we go.
Wow.
You know, they interview these people, right, that are doing this. And you know what we're finding out more than ever? They're paid. All these people, they don't even know why they're doing it. Why are you burning the flag? I was paid. One old lady said, they just pay me. You can see her. She's a professional protester. A lot of them are. They show up at all sorts of rallies and protests, and it doesn't matter what side you're on. They're paid to be a nuisance. Isn't this amazing? I want that job. I want to be that guy. I want to get paid to do absolutely nothing. Thunder. We've got a bad storm right outside. All right, is this it? Are we done now? Yeah, one more thing. One more comedian. I want to hear this. Oh, this is good. And then we'll go. We'll move
That
on.
corgi was cooking.
What brought you out here today to the Trump protests?
I'm tired of that orange man trying to take control and try to do things illegally and unconstitutional.
Man, the Rainbow Brigade got to the rednecks, too.
How has your life changed since Trump took office a few months ago?
I just don't like him in general. Like, he makes fun of the people who are disabled, and I am disabled.
What are you, retarded?
I got called fat phobic. It's weird we're using phobia for things that aren't phobias. You know, like I have arachnophobia. That is a real phobia. That is a fear. I'm scared of spiders. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, a fat person had 8 legs. That'd be pretty scary. You know what I mean? Like,
True.
I'll tell you what happened. You can tell me if it's fat phobic. During the pandemic out there in LA, I saw COVID was affecting people who were overweight. And I was like, here's what I'm gonna do. I have a personal training background. I'm gonna offer free personal training and free diet for anybody who's overweight. And I put that on my Instagram story. And I thought it was a cool thing, but this skinny white girl messaged me and she goes, you're a fat phobic piece of And I was like, what do you mean? And she goes, you know what you're doing. You're shaming them for being fat. That's like shaming someone for being black. And I'm like, nah, no, it's not. I'm like, because I used to be fat. I've never known anyone who was like, yeah, I used to be black, but I tried keto and things changed. Like, you can't compare those struggles. They have different struggles. You know what I mean? Like, black people have had to march for everything that they have. It's like, could you imagine if fat people had to march as much as black people? It's like, problem solved.
Rude. Oh, we're doing something a little different tonight. Laugh a little. Come on. Talk about UFOs, man. You want to talk about UFOs? How about this? How about Jeremy Corbell's Boogosphere UFO is nonsense? He's now being called. These were people who actually liked him. And now they're turned against Jeremy Corbell. I don't mean this guy as much. This is the sneezing monkey who is hit and miss when it comes to ufological world, which is why I want to talk about it. Let's see. How old is this? Do I need to talk? Yeah, this is yesterday. Check this out. Let's just hear what he says. We will reply. This has got to happen. We must listen to others in the UFO community to see if they're doing their jobs. That's my job.
At this point, I will have to assume that all of us have seen the Mosul orb video. I put it on screen here so you see it again. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, then go back and check my other video. I'll link it in the description. Talks just about this footage, kind of where it comes from and what it probably is. Let's be honest. I mean, In my personal opinion, it's not great footage. I think everyone is pretty much in agreement that we're looking at a balloon here. But that's what I'm discussing in the...
Oh. Hey. What do you think about that? I like how everybody just says balloon because it's got a roundness. Hey, I didn't even say balloon. I'm thinking, not so sure yet. Because why would a balloon be in a war-torn area like that? You know what I mean? Could it have been a weather balloon, or could it have been a GPS or some sort of satellite, investigation balloon? I think it might be. It might be that. I'll tell you why. They give us 2 seconds. Jeremy Corbell says 4 seconds. It's a 4-second video. It's running for 4 seconds, but we only see it for like 2.2. Ooh. It's weird, which is why I like listening to the other people in the UFO community that have, they kind of have like a tie-in to that side of ufology. It's always over there. So I like to hear what that side of ufology is saying in a negative manner about the people they usually support. It's all fallen down. Now, Corbell thinks he's got a win recently. He thinks he is credible. Wait until you hear what he says. It's really... He is psychologically trying to make you believe he's never had any inconsistencies. He says, one thing about us is, we consistently do what's right, or we have given you, like, wait, what? I don't know how he worded it. I'm paraphrasing it. I'll just play this. All right, check it out.
The other video. In this video, I want to respond and react to how this video was actually first published. And that is through the Weaponized podcast. That is obviously George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell's podcast. They had Dustin Slaughter on there. They interviewed him. Right. That is the person who got hands on his footage through the Freedom of Information Act, by even like going through a lawsuit, or I don't know exactly the procedures, but he had to go a long way to get his hands on this footage, which is in and of itself somewhat ironic. That imagine you go through a lawsuit, right, and mountains of paperwork and the Freedom of Information Act, and you claim this orb video, this mysterious, possibly piece of evidence of extraterrestrial life, and then you get this. You get this footage that shows like a little silvery thing, blurry thing flying across the screen, and you literally see it for a second in the footage. But it seems like everyone in the Weaponized podcast was really, really excited about it. So in today's episode, I'm gonna look at the Weaponized podcast, and yes, I'm gonna go through the whole thing. I have no timestamps. I'm gonna watch the whole thing, but I'm gonna edit it together for you guys, so you don't have to go through this exercise and watch the whole thing. I don't think anyone really wants to. I'll do it for you guys. I'll take the sacrifice, so you guys don't have to. Smash like for me sacrificing myself. It's a bit like Jesus. I'm not comparing myself to...
And years of dogged, tenacious, effort.
A video that...
this music, man, I cannot... Look, man, we're in 2025. I understand you all went to film school and you all learned about drama and how music can amplify the drama.
It's dramatic. Third Phase of Moon does it all the time, and everybody complains about the music. I get it. That's why I don't use a lot of music in my stuff.
Get it to an extent that does work here, but brah, you're overdoing it. What you are about to show does not justify that level of build-up and drama.
To him, it does.
See it. It took a real act of dedication and courage to kind of get that out. But just to summarize this.
Sorry, I just have to. It comes back to what I said earlier. All the courage, all the effort, the hoops we had to jump through. So much work has been done. And I thought this world would never see this groundbreaking footage. I mean, we saw the footage in the beginning.
I'm getting the feeling the sneezing monkey, is it? The sneezing monkey has never tried to get evidence through FOIA request or through a lawsuit, which is how they had to get this. It is amazing. And I'm surprised the sneezing monkey's making fun of Jeremy here, because what Jeremy did here, and or George, both of them, whatever, they did what they said they were going to do for one of the few times in history. So, they did it. They had help from Slaughter. It's not great. That's why the sneezing monkey's making fun of them, because it's bullshit. What did you expect? I tell you, what I expected was a minute of video, not 2 seconds. So it's a win, because now we know the object is moving, and it's a fail because it shows us absolutely nothing new other than that, right? So it's a strange thing to see the sneezing monkey acting this way.
Right? There seems to be a little bit of a discrepancy here between the level of hype and the pedestal we're putting this on, and then what we actually deliver. But let's see, maybe they are showing.
I don't think so. I think there should be hype. I'm not buying it. Look, I'm not turning soft or anything. All I'm saying is you got to give credit where credit is due. And I don't think it's fair to attack Corbell on this one. You can attack him on a lot of stuff, but this one, it's not a home run, but it's a good double. It's a ground rule double.
Showing us something, or say something that I haven't heard before.
It's a step in the right direction. They even said there's more time, there's more video to come. So this is all they released so far, but at least we know it's a video and not a bullshit water droplet on the screen, a smudge, a crack. That's a win, guys. Come on. I know, I feel weird saying it too, but it's true. Sometimes it's hard for people to accept when somebody like a Corbell comes through with a win. Look, it goes to the saying, and Corbell has been doing it for the last 5-6 years. You throw enough shit against the wall, something's going to stick, and that's what we've had happen here.
This was not some lens flare. This was not some pothole in the street.
These silly debunkers all the time with their lens flares and their balloons. Bro, he's so bitter and angry. I mean, again, me reading into the situation.
He's angry. I don't know why I'm defending, but I defend the work that goes into it. This is not something that took a few weeks. This is 18 months.
Anyway. He's not saying this, but he comes across to
I don't know what you're doing,
so
Sneeze.
Angry and bitter about all this. These stupid debunkers, they always have an argument, and then they map the geolocation and find out where it was, and it was actually just a plane, and then they can even prove it. I don't like any of this. That's how this sounds. It's just funny, because it feels like you're watching a little bit of an angry toddler that has just learned that the story he made up is not true. But he insists on it, okay? But that's just, that's how I feel about what's going on here.
This was not some raindrop on the lens of a CIA spy plane retrofitted camera. I mean, are you kidding me? But you still have to deal with that stuff unless you can back it up.
What we're going to see is pretty cool today. The public has not seen it. It's very interesting.
And that is true. Okay, I got to give him credit for this. They are the guys who always get the hand on this footage. They present it, they show it there first. So I give them the credit for that. The footage, in my opinion, when it comes to it being paranormal, alien, or anything supernatural, is garbage. It doesn't show anything supernatural, in my personal opinion, right? But still, it seems to be military footage. It seems to be authentic. They get their hands on it. So I got to give credit where credit is due. Jeremy Corbell is often the guy who gets his hands on this footage. But there's one thing that I want to mention here that people often misunderstand. It's a debate we had on a live stream and also on our Discord with some people there. Join the Discord, the link is in the description. But just because the government classifies a film of an object that they can't immediately identify doesn't mean it is anything supernatural or necessarily aliens, or it doesn't even mean that it's very meaningful or important to the government. They're like, oh, we have to classify this particular document. They often classify documents in bulks, okay? So loads of footage, all these drones, all these UAVs, loads of footage floating around that sits on servers, it's all classified. Especially if there's anything that they're filming that they can't identify immediately, they classify the whole thing. And then over the years, a lot of the sightings do get explained, and they do understand what they were filming.
Here we go.
Wacky theories that really...
Wacky, it's so wacky, dude. These people with their crazy, wacky theories, can they not acknowledge the least wacky theory of them all? That it's aliens? Probably. That's amazing.
Reporting, because you know what? If you
This is the one. Listen to this thunder. Guys, it's almost non-stop. I don't know if you can hear it, but I have had to mute a few times. I'll leave it unmuted. We're getting bashed. If we go out, you know, if we're not back in 5 minutes, then, you know, they got us. The lightning has been something fierce lately. Here we go.
Been right before.
Oh, this is where Corbell talks about his track record. This is what got me to want to talk about this. I don't know why I just didn't go here.
They're going to trust our reporting because you know what? If you've been right before and you're consistent and you actually are trustworthy, then you're worthy of trust. So let's bring in a friend.
If you have been right before and you've been consistently trustworthy, guys, that might be the statement of the year. The funniest statement. This is I have got to put this in a clip, in a GIF.
They're going to trust
Listen.
our reporting because you know what?
We're going to trust your reporting? No, your reporting is one of the least trusted.
If you've been right before and you're consistent.
You've been right once. And even though, oh, yeah, what has he been right about? Nothing. But we still can't figure out the jellyfish. So he thinks his jellyfish is a home run. And then he thinks this is another home run, which it's a ground rule double. And so is the jellyfish. That's a ground rule double as well. So in all essence, he's only gotten one good run in out of 12 at-bats. It's pretty bad. Listen to what he says.
And you actually are trustworthy, then you're worthy of trust.
So you're not worthy of trust. He laid out the parameters of what a trustworthy investigator is and literally proved he's not that guy. So what are we doing listening to him? Because it's funny. That's why Sneezing Monkey's pissed. That's why everybody's so mad at Corbell. Listen.
So let's bring in a friend.
What? Wait, what? Excuse me? Are we talking about the same thing here? Are we talking about all the stuff that Jeremy Corbell released? The jellyfish UFO, which, let's be honest, even from an official side, it's been explained and debunked. The Immaculate Constellation leak with a high likeliness turned out to be like a war game scenario. Basically a hypothetical scenario workup that the government does to prepare for extraordinary situations, right? So whether it's like a giant flood, a giant hurricanes destroying cities, some kind of virus that's like a zombie plague, and also aliens potentially landing. These are very unlikely scenarios, but the government works up. We know this now. These hypothetical scenarios, you're like world building stuff. So if something insane like that would ever happen, they have a drawer they can open, and here is the manual they created 15 years ago. And in an interview with Stephen Greenstreet, like just a few weeks ago, we had a senior Pentagon official who also admitted that the Pentagon is actively, or has been actively faking UFO evidence to promote false alien propaganda to cover up actual secret technology that they're working on, shifting the narrative, right? Oh, look, over there, it's the aliens, while they're actually testing secret aircraft and other things over here. Check out this interview. It's really, really good. This Pentagon official gives quite a lot of detail on how they, for example, also had a bit of a prank thing almost going on internally, where they would create these folders that contain very, very authentic Hollywood level, I think he said, props and paperwork that obviously has all the right stamps and paper heads on there about fake alien information. And if someone within the agency would get top secret clearance, they would sit them down in this room, give him this folder, him or her this folder, right? Creating this moment where they're possibly a little bit in doubt of this being real. And they're like, wait, we actually have aliens? And then later they resolve it and say it's all just pranking you. But point is, these folders, if we can trust this senior Pentagon official, they exist. So that puts massive question marks on things like Immaculate Constellation. The recent Nope UFO video, or whatever you want to call it, has also, I don't want to say debunked, but there are several explanations that are way more reasonable than the one that Jeremy Corbell puts forward.
All right. Jeremy Corbell calls out Boogosphere. This is good.
With what I believe to be a complete nonsense story in the media right now about those other spheres that are going on, where they find them.
I love it. Both of the other ones are like, no, that's right. The other spheres.
Right. Gee, I wonder where he's getting his jokes from. Hey, I want to thank Jeanette. I want to mention during the overnight hours, a support gift came through PayPal. So I want to thank Jeanette, the angel of GUFON, and Rich Saves America for that support. And everybody else, thank you very much for being here tonight. And this is amazing stuff. Listen, it's literally now on top of me. I thought it was, but it's a slow mover. It's coming.
These are not good spheres. Our sphere, very, very good. Other people's sphere, bad.
Right.
Not good, not credible spheres. Our sphere, high quality sphere. I love it, man. The age of spheres.
Spheres that are going on, where they find them.
Yeah,
all that. I'm gonna say horse shit because of my position, but everybody can have a different opinion than mine. You're probably right, but anyway.
Damn, son. Also, like how condescending the tone was of George Knapp when he said, Booga. Booga. Those Booga spheres. I mean, again, it's just me reading into his body language and stuff, but oh my God. They don't like the Booga sphere. They're not fans of it. They don't buy it. I don't know why. It almost feels like there's some rivalry going on within the field of ufology, where certain ufologists try to put down.
Did you see it? The spirit orb in his house? Watch over here. He's got a spirit orb. It's actually a bug. Watch.
Of ufology.
There
where
it is.
Certain ufologists.
Did you see it? Did you see it in his house? What?
The field of ufology, where certain ufologists try to put down the evidence of other ufologists because they're taking away our viewers and we have the only truth. Watch the truth here, not over there with their spheres. Our spheres. That's what you want to see.
You sent me a video. You were asking, is this what I think it is, essentially? And I'm like, holy shit, close your phone. Don't say anything. Don't tell anybody. Just wait. That is the video. Tell me what happened in your own words. Oh my God.
Damn it, dude. The hype mountain is already.
That is the video. Jeremy with his LA vocal fry.
Say anything. Don't tell anybody. Just wait. That is the video. Tell.
Jesus Christ, that was loud, guys.
Tell me what happened in your own words.
That is the
video. Tell me. That is the video. That is the video. Just wait. That is the video. Don't tell anybody. Just wait. That is the video. Don't tell anybody. Just wait. That is the video.
I can't help it. We're getting pummeled over here, guys. All right. All right. Is the silver sphere moving at all? No. You'll see.
A spy plane is going past the orb and it's stationary. Maybe somebody can figure that out who knows more about this stuff than I do.
Well, it has been somewhat figured out. The latest I read is that the sphere that we're seeing, or whatever, the balloon, is pretty much stationary. It might be moving at a very slow pace. Again, balloon, right? Might be drifting. Might be as simple as a silver birthday balloon. But it's not accelerating at the pace that we see here. That is because it's filmed from a moving object, from a drone, or from a plane like an AC-130 or something like this, right? Like a military plane. But a moving object, parallax effect. I don't need to explain this to you guys, right? You film an object that's stationary, far away, zoomed in. The background moves and whizzes past behind the object wherever it looks like it's moving. That's what the Go Fast UFO used to look the way it did, right? It's also heavy parallax effect, and it turned out the Go Fast object we see in that clip was also 90% or more parallax effect. The actual object itself didn't move that fast. So I think that's what we're seeing here, but yeah, let's keep watching.
Because it's only a 4-second video, that still image from the
A 4-second what? Video.
image from the middle of that video with the new image image from the middle of that, it's only a 4-second video. Image from the middle of that video with the numeric values, yeah, I think people are going to be able to figure out maybe relative size, but at least it's because it's short, right? It's not like a 20-minute video where you got a screen capture.
It's like, hold on.
All right. It looks like a balloon. Anyway, we'll never know. Let's move along. Okay. We've got from Chris Leto somebody who says he's going to reveal the truth when he retires. A new whistleblower. Check this out. He's not going to tell us his name. Well, why is he showing his face?
David Grush said all these people know these things, but they can't come forward. And I thought, well, when I retire, I'll come forward. I will have David Grush's 6 o'clock position, so to speak. And I'm going to tell people, you know, a lot of people know about this, but they're not in a position to come forward. When I retire, I will come forward and I will tell this story.
Now? Why is he going to come now? Look at his tight lips after he said that last thing. Typical Lou Eliganzo lying bullshitter. This guy should have been out a year and a half ago when Grush came out. Should have been right by his side. You know what? That guy, David Grush, I'm doing what I feel like he's saying. I want to be a part of it. Hey, Grush, guess who? Don't tell anybody, but I've got your 6. Who is this?
Will come forward and I will tell this story.
I will tell this story. Deadpanned eyes, tight-lipped mouth. This guy's a freaking paid bullshitter. We don't even need you. How about them, Apple? What is he going to tell us? We've got NHI. We've got pilots. We've got evidence. What kind of evidence? I can't tell you, but we go in a skiff. You know, it's going to be the same.
I mean, I really appreciate it, Greg.
Wait, is that Ivan Lendl, the tennis player? Or who is that? That's a tennis player. Who is that guy?
There's so many people in the audience too, and I know.
I can't believe that's Jared. What's his name? Leto?
For sure.
Chris.
And even that flag behind you, you said it actually flew on a space shuttle. Is that correct?
Yes. The flag was presented to me when I left the program. It had flown on Atlantis for 3.9 million nautical miles, they told me as they presented it to me. So that's a flag that has flown in space. And I don't know if you can read it, but it says Space Shuttle Support Team.
Can't. Sorry. Thanks for nothing. All right, let's get rid of that. Oh, this is amazing. A rare weather phenomenon caught on video. Now, I'm not sure if this is ball lightning, but if it is, I don't know, man. I don't think this is a drone, but look.
It's going for a
good
long
stuff
time.
coming out.
A ball of light hovers over a field.
It's like a fireball.
We've seen this before.
And this couple from Rich Valley, Alberta was mesmerized.
After a rather vicious lightning strike, we saw the ball of fire kind of retain, 20 feet above the ground.
The cell phone video was captured an hour northwest of Edmonton by Ed and Melinda Party. It shows the ball of light for about 20 seconds before it disintegrates. They were under a tornado watch and experiencing a thunderstorm Wednesday evening when they saw this about a kilometer away from their home.
Yeah, it was moving horizontally above the ground. Incredibly bright, too. It was very bright. It was really bright.
Off in the distance, they see something glowing there.
But what exactly is it? According to one scientist, it could be ball lightning or a form of it.
Sometimes you can get that plasma itself or region of plasma to just linger for a little while. And sometimes that plasma itself, if it's in a ball shape, they call it ball lightning.
It's a rare phenomenon that can be produced from intense lightning. But why it's caused is still something scientists are trying to determine.
Couldn't it be from underground? Hey, Larky Derry, couldn't it be from the Earth, plate tectonics, the moving of fault lines and stuff like that can create ball lightning? The energy comes from up within the earth through the cracks or whatever. Maybe a gopher hole.
What are the right conditions
Or
to actually make this phenomenon
it's a
happen?
UFO,
we don't
man.
know, because again, it's such a really rare event and it's not very well understood.
Florian believes that although this weather event is rare, we could see more of it.
The more and more severe storms that we're getting across the prairies, there might be greater chances of other people witnessing these phenomena as well.
The parties say they're lucky to experience an extraordinary event not many people have.
Pretty cool. I mean, it is. I don't know. I don't know if it's ball lightning. Okay. Get a little more, take this back to the Pentagon. Maybe a key part of the Pentagon IC comms plan is to hide from lawmakers and the public that UFOs are tampering with nukes. This is from the Good Trouble show with Fat Mord. That's the point of the Wall Street Journal. That's the point of the Wall Street Journal and others pouring cold water on Harold Malmgren and Salas and others. They're still talking about it. Every day they have talked about the Wall Street Journal. This guy has no talent. He can't talk about anything else. It's like he can't go from one topic to the next. He's got to stay on something for weeks on end. Is this all they talk about over there?
That is one group. Then you have another group. And this is the group in the Pentagon and probably the IC that knows all of this is going to come out, that knows at some point.
Did you see it? He doesn't know. Watch. This might be Drew Carey in makeup or something. I don't know. This is like Drew Carey before he lost weight. I'm telling you, this is a doppelganger. Let's see. Watch what he does after he says this with his glasses.
All of this is going to come out.
Oh, yeah, all of this is going to come out. Let's push our glasses back up. They were down on the nose a little bit, but that right there is like a micro expression. He doesn't know. This is going to come out, move my glasses up, nervous tick. That's because you don't know shit. And you're just like cuckold. You got to watch these guys. They just say shit to say it. They don't know. They don't know. Something eventually is going to come out. Yeah, eventually. But don't act like, you've got this secret information. Oh, yeah, this is going to come out.
That knows at some point something, either stuff's going to appear in the sky that is a mass sighting, that something's going to happen with these drones. But what they don't want you at home and what they don't want members of Congress to do is to think that this has been going on for a long time.
What? What is he talking about? Yes. Listen to this. Listen again.
Congress to do is to think that this has been going on for a long time.
They don't want us to think this has been going on for a long time. Hey, newsflash. Everybody knows it's been going on for a long time. What are they doing now? Now they're getting to it? Oh, shit. People have been talking about this for a long time. What do we do? I know. I told you 70 years ago we should have done something about this. Okay, let's get the Fat Mord guy in on it. It's like, wake up.
They do not want Congress, reporters, and the general public to look in the rearview mirror and see what we've done.
He's awful. He is so awful at dramatics. I don't know what it is about this guy. I can't. I'm sorry. This is the guy in ufology everybody's following and thinking he knows what he's talking about. If I don't do this, I can't help it. I'll get over it and I won't make fun of him. But I have to. I can't help it. This is in my mind.
Public
Because he's stupid. Because he's faking. That's why I'm not here to pick on him because he's a piece of shit. I'm here to pick on him because he's a piece of shit. And he's a terrible actor, a terrible liar, a terrible reporter. This is as bad as it gets, as good as it gets. You know what I mean? Between him and Rose Cuckold. This is what people are considering the best of the best in ufology. Am I wrong? Because what I see are two guys that grift ufology as best they can. Anybody ask them to do something, I'm sure they'll get paid under the table to do something, say something, act like something. These are the ones we got to worry. We got to worry about the journalists that aren't journalists. Never researched UFOs. Probably never saw one. Why is he even in this field? It makes no sense. Am I right?
General public to look in the rearview mirror and see what we've done.
Look, did he just fart and he's smelling his own fart? Look.
To look in the rearview mirror and see what we've done.
I'm sorry. He's a piece of shit.
They want the Pentagon communications strategy, their comms plan, is to reframe this. This is all new stuff. Wow, what are these things flying around in our sky? We need to spend some more money on sensors. And
is he just now getting up to speed? This is so 5 years ago.
And figure out what all this stuff is.
This is 5 years ago. What is he talking about? Why? Oh, boy. See, this is what happens when you don't have the skills to create new investigative stories that the public has never heard of. What he's saying, we've been talking about for 20 years. Nothing new coming out of this guy. Whoever is in charge of his production of a show, telling him what to say. And I hope it's that. This is bad.
The public's help. We want to get to the bottom of this.
Oh, he's so dramatic.
That's what they want you to believe. They want.
Oh, I'm gonna put on a tie I never wore before and get my jacket that's been in the back since last Christmas because I had to wear it for midnight mass and I'm not even Catholic.
They want you to believe that these things have not been tampering with our nuclear weapons. They don't want you to know that UAPs have been retargeting our nuclear weapons, actual warheads in these things.
Just stories, no proof.
They do not want you to know, the Pentagon does not want you to know, that not only have UAP been interfering with our land-based strategic nuclear deterrent, one leg of the nuclear triad that I spoke about earlier, UAP are actually unidentified USOs, submerged objects.
This guy's 30 years behind. 30 years. What are you talking about?
Guess what? They've been tampering with our sea-launched ballistic missiles on the Ohio-class submarine.
Oh, really? Really?
The Trident ICBMs that can carry, I think, up to 10 nuclear warheads, UAP have been tampering with those as well.
How? How have they been tampering with them?
And let me tell you, folks, that is the third rail they do not want.
Oh, yeah, that's the third rail they don't want you to walk, touch, get near. Yeah, that'll shock the shit out of your system. It'll even kill you, that third rail. I'm going to use a train track reference on Danger of the ufological world. Shut off.
People looking into.
Give me that guy is so out of touch with the reality of what's really going on. That is amazing to see. That's really sad to me. It is. All right, let's turn happy faces, sad faces into happy faces. Mysterious symbols found beneath a lake in Turkey. In 2017, the ruins of an unknown civilization were discovered at the bottom of Lake Van in Turkey. Archaeologists from the Van Uzunku Yale University announced the incredible discovery in November of 2017. A vast 3,000-year-old castle preserved deep within the lake in amazing condition. The researchers worked closely with an independent team of divers to find their prize. This is amazing shit. Could we have finally found new evidence proving the existence of a lost civilization in antiquity? I don't know why they posed that question, because we could answer that immediately with the resounding, yeah, we already did that, haven't we? Gobekli Tepe, right? What else is there? Another couple of tepes out there. All right, I love underwater finds.
In November 2017, underwater photographer Tahsin Ceylan and his colleagues from a university in Turkey began what they thought would be a routine dive in Lake Van. Just a few hundred meters from shore, at a depth of 15 meters, they saw something seemingly impossible. Massive basalt blocks, smooth-faced and precisely stacked, rising from the lake bed. These were not natural, they were architectural. The formation matched the distinct style of Urartian fortresses, structures built between the 9th and 7th centuries BC. That meant these ruins had been hidden for nearly 3,000 years. And there are those who believe that these motifs and symbols could unveil even greater mysteries about this forgotten ancient site. In November 2000...
Isn't that amazing? Seriously, it's unbelievable to me, the stuff that they're still finding. And look at that. Look at the cameras. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, right there, right? I look at that. It's well preserved. It's just beautiful in Turkey over there. Really cool. Amazing. Oh, wow. That is so unbelievable to me. God, do you realize how much stuff is just sitting under sand? And you know what I don't like? I won't be alive forever to see it all on Earth. Look at this. Look at that. It's even a happy face right there. Beep, beep, bloop, bloop. Beautiful, right? Yitchy, yitchy, aïe, aïe. Voulez-vous vous avec moi? C'est moi. Okay, I gotta show you this. You know Christopher Bledsoe, right? The guy the white lady, she's my favorite bitch, right? Well, Bigfoot paid a visit. Yeah. No, it did. Bigfoot. And Christopher Bledsoe. I don't know if he's still around. Let's take a look.
Hey, y'all, Foot here. I'm out here in North Carolina about to meet one fine fucking looking lady. And you know how I know that? Because Bledsoe said so. Bledsoe, what the fuck, man? I didn't come out all this way to see no fucking Star of Regulus. Where's the lady at? Where? What light? I don't see no fucking light. Hey, you just keep doing all your meditating over there with your warm as fuck blanket, and I'll just keep standing over here freezing my balls off. Yo, Bledsoe, you got any beef jerky around here? I'm fucking starving. CIA, DIA, NSA, FAA, DOD, ABC, XYZ. Do I look like I give a fuck? You say one more thing about 2026 and you'll see more than just a fucking orb, I shit you not. Greetings from the interior. That one was the beef jerky talking. What the fuck, Bledsoe? I came to see the lady, not get my head taken off by your boy's remote-controlled plane.
Oh, see, I told you. They're faking it up there. New whistleblower information. Remember that guy I played earlier? I was going to play his 5 minutes, but I'm not going to. There's also something I wanted to talk about tonight, but just can't do it now. Nope. No, things have changed. All right, I'm going to play this for you. It's from Into Thin Air.
And we are checking out the Gulf today. Take a look at this shockwave that covers every single Gulf state. Whatever this is, some sort of front, some sort of weird weather manipulation type thing going on, you can see the entire shockwave of this thing rolling up from the center of the Gulf, straight up to all states that touch that water. And as you get a little closer, near Texas and Louisiana, we start seeing our next red beams firing in all directions just as this front crosses that area. And then you're not going to believe what's on the horizon. Finally, we're already in July and we've only seen the letters A and B, which quickly formed and disappeared, which would be Andrea and Barry. Now, Chantel might be another story as far as hurricanes go, but we're expected to see at least a possible tropical storm in the Gulf this week or within the next 7 days. And you can see that right here on the 5-day tropical outlook chart. As of right now, they're kind of expecting this thing to possibly roll up the west coast of Florida and then hug the Gulf states, the Panhandle, Alabama, Mississippi. This could all change in a short period of time, but I think it's very interesting how we've had such a quiet season, and then out of nowhere we get this explosion of energy in the Gulf. That's a weird looking phenomena. It does not look natural to me. It's involving the next red towers, then zapping the crap out of this front. That seems artificially made to me. Of course, this...
That's amazing. I've never seen this before. Have you? Pretty wild if you think about it. I don't know. But it's like an outcropping of power. Boom. And it's going out in all directions. Well, towards the states, which is weird.
Which I'm allowed to have.
It's not going out this way. It's not going out towards Gulf of America. It's going towards the states. That's pretty cool to catch that. It is an anomaly. How does that happen? Where is all that energy coming from?
God forbid you have your own opinion these days online, but This is very strange, my friends. This is not something you see every day. This is a very unique type shock.
Well, you can see all the storms by me that have been going around. It's been bad. Where I live in Central Florida, we've been getting burnt, like right here. That's where I am. I'm right above Tampa.
This is a very unique type shockwave looking thing that is on the next red charts. And I mean, the more you look at it, the more it seems that way. It's just at a place. You see these in small versions that'll cross like half a state, but this is spanning multiple states in one giant wave. Now, temperatures are supposed to be super hot all along the Gulf states, including Mexico, so it's definitely not a cold front. And if you look a little closer, you could see it kind of originates in a small, compact area within the center of the Gulf before expanding out into all these states. That is why I'm adding the shockwave term, not just because of the visual.
You know what's really weird? I was told that I need to come out to the Gulf, where Pine Island is, or Bayport Pier here in Florida, where when I go there with the drone, it looks out over towards where he's pointed at. It's looking over the west of the Gulf, the entire Gulf. And people were telling me, we've been seeing these lights dancing around. We don't know how far they are. We've telescopes. And they sent me some stuff, and it's really hard to see. And I don't know if it's boats or drones or what. You just can't tell. But there's some activity. Then I was heading out there to do the show last night, and of course they canceled everything out there because they're still rebuilding, and the rains were so bad. The lightning was just unbelievably weird. It was, look, coming from Arizona, and not seeing this happen all the time, there's a lot of really strange lightning here in Florida. And not only that, the thunder that follows, it's like it's like I don't know, it's like a car driving by with subwoofers. Anyway, finish this.
But because it begins in that short, compact area, and then you can literally follow this wave all the way up thousands of miles into the United States. Just a very, very wild video, my friend.
So I would be right here looking towards the Gulf, you know, this way or this way. People said they've been seeing lights out there. It makes you wonder. Makes you
Friends,
wonder.
please take the time to share
And
this,
this is
subscribe,
bizarre.
and please check me out over on X and
Never
Instagram
seen
as
anything
well.
like
That is
it.
where I post.
Into thin air. Good guy. Does a really good job. That's a good one, man. Yeah, I'm not so sure we're gonna see a lot of hurricanes, but I think we're gonna get nailed. I think this is the year it happens bad. Well, that's it for tonight. I'm gonna head on out, save some of that material I have for the members show tomorrow, which we'll be doing for GUFON. I want to thank everybody here tonight who supports the show by hanging out. Give a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't. We're so close to 14,000 again. It'd be nice to see the 1-4. Anyway, so with that being said, hey, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out for ufology. Truthology for ufology. We do it for you. And that about wraps it up. So be good to each other. I hope you enjoy the rest of your 4th of July weekend. Be safe. There's a lot of crazy drivers out there. And stay indoors if there's deadly lightning. You don't mess around. Unless you got a key and a string with a kite. Get out there. I'm joking. All right, I'm going to get you out of here with Lucian. Chicken Coop Confidential. Broke me in, broke me down. Third phase? Third phase. Oh yeah, I meant to play third phase. Is it too late? All right, we'll do that tomorrow. That'll be a good one. All right. Have a good night, everybody. Alien bless.
Rings wail, thunder roars, battered heart, open source. Wait up.